Get right to it since we don't have a lot of time. MSQ. I do need to move my face cam. Oh. That seems good. I need to read that. I missed a lot of messages. When did all that stuff? We're gonna start 20 minutes late tonight. Okay, so I have plenty of time before we start reading. I don't even want to talk about what happened last time. I'm so sad. We must continue. We must press on with our mission. Tataru, pray return to your duties at the Forgotten Night. Let us go and speak with Sir Emmerich, Ryuki. I worry for his well-being. Yeah, we haven't even checked in with him. He seemed beat up pretty bad last time we saw him. Yeah, this is definitely a low moment. We can still be hyped. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I'm so sad about him. Audience with the Lord Commander. Yes, yes, of course. I think the sound's usually about 50. Let me know if it's too loud. I think it looks okay on the monitor. Awesome.
My friends, I am in your debt.
Think nothing of it. Your wounds are healing well, I trust.
Sitting up. That's good.
Some wounds do not heal.
Oof. Flashback. Oh, we get to see this conversation.
The founding. The scriptures, 1,000 years of lies, all to deceive the common man. Nay, our own brothers and sisters. For the blood of the Knights 12 flows within all our veins. You knew this to be true. You knew, and you concealed it.
I should be interested to hear how you came by this knowledge. But yes, you have the right of it. The architects of Ishgard, King Thordan and his Knights 12, entrapped and butchered the great worm, Ratatoskr, that they might partake of her eyes and thereby transcend their mortal limits.
Interesting painting.
Upon learning of their treachery, Nidhogg was consumed with a murderous and justified rage. I dare say you know what followed.
The great worm slew the king and half of his knights.
Aye, but Nidhogg was subdued, and his eyes plucked from their sockets by the knights that remained. Their one mistake was to show mercy, for from his brother Hreysvelgr did Nidhogg receive a new eye, thus rejuvenating his form and empowering him to embark upon an eternal quest for vengeance.
Whilst Thordan's son Haldreth took one of Nidhogg's eyes and learned to wield its power in defense of his people.
Thus was the first Azure Dragoon born, and ever since that time, his honored successors have risen to drive Nidhogg from our lands whenever the worm has returned to plague us.
Yeah, dragons are apparently able to just pluck out and put back in eyes pretty easily. These are very, oh shoot, what's the word? I don't know, very easily replaced, modular. Doesn't matter whose eye it is, any eye can go in any dragon's eye socket, work totally fine, no compatibility issues. It's interesting. It's an interesting way for dragoons to have gotten their power. It's kind of cool. Like, dragoons are usually, like, have the power of dragons and whatnot, but in this case it is a very literal way to have gotten it. Kind of interesting.
I ask you, my son, will you answer for my sins? Will your son and his son answer for me as well?
What do you mean?
If a man cannot atone for his sins in the course of his all too fleeting life, must his progeny then be held to account? Must every subsequent generation be judged as well? Thorin's betrayal of Ratatoskr was an unconscionable, unforgivable sin. Should we then, as his descendants, meekly surrender ourselves to an eternity of punishment? Nay, say I would not see our children sacrificed in a vain attempt to appease an implacable foe. Dragons are not like us, my son. To they who live forever, the wrongs of antiquity are as those of yesterday. No reparations shall ever suffice. This fact alone should serve as ample justification for our actions. Yet some refuse to see it as such. For men like you, who yearn to commit themselves to a nobler cause, a more compelling narrative is required.
This is your solution. This is how you protect our people. You have given us a lost cause, a death sentence. With your compelling narrative, you but doom our countrymen to give their lives for a lie.
And they do so gladly. Highborn and lowborn alike are proud to serve, to fight and die for their country. And what would you say to them? What would you tell the wives who have lost their husbands? The mothers who have lost their sons? That their loved ones died for naught? Over the course of 1,000 years, countless men have donned these robes, and every one of them came to accept the necessity of this solution. Once, I hoped you might come to accept it as well. Do not despair, my son. Soon I shall free us from the sins of antiquity, and bring about the change you so fervently desire. If he has spoken with others, I would have their names. Escort him to a cell and question him thoroughly.
Your Eminence.
Oh man. I mean, it's pretty much what we expected was going to happen there. How we expected it to go. Not that surprising. But interesting nonetheless.
You saw something, did you not? A vision of the past?
So this is the power of the Echo. Would that it had shown you a finer moment from my past. 'Twas an exercise in futility, as you saw. Faced with the firmity of his conviction and his many ready rejoinders, my words deserted me. To be frank, I am embarrassed to recall it.
He's a very efficient communicator.
A friend once
that is for
impressed
sure.
upon me the importance of differentiating between words, deeds, and beliefs. Were he here, I suspect he would judge your father's conviction to be no more than rank self-serving delusion. Even so, I cannot help but wonder what manner of change he intends to bring about.
I have given some thought to that as well. During the battle within the vault, the Heaven's Ward demonstrated strange and unnatural abilities.
Aye, the manner in
figure
which
it
Sir
out?
Zephyrin struck down Lord Horschiffon was unlike anything I've ever seen before.
The spectacle
They're
called to
putting
mind
it
King
together.
Thordan and his Knights 12 as they are depicted in scripture, holy powers and all.
Mere fabrications, which have become objects of faith.
Oh, he
instilled
figured
with
it
the
out.
belief of countless devoted souls.
Tataru Supreme.
7 hells!
If Lady Iceheart can use her own body
Revelation.
as a vessel for summoning, I see no reason why others could not.
Are the Heaven's Ward truly so reckless?
Unbelievable.
As they fled, my father spoke of Aziz La. Though I know not what he intends, I fear no good shall come of it. His ambitions are too great, and his minions too powerful. We must find the Heaven's Ward and stop my father before it is too late.
Estinian, the only one whose nod can rival Leoki's. The Dragoon nodding power is overwhelming. Mistress Oshifern, Master Alfino, I, Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, do hereby entreat the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Our aid in preventing whatever it is that the Archbishop intends. Your aid in bringing him to justice. Too much blood has been spilled for the lies he perpetrated. No more. Oh man! Yeah, the music is coming in as a banger. We're ready. The hype is building. We are getting hype. Life for death. I will have Sir Zephyr's heart for what he did before Horschiffon. Yes. Yes, of course. You two are close, I know. Much has changed since our Order's founding, but our duty to combat the primal threat has not. The Archbishop and the Heaven's Ward are guilty of the crime of summoning, and Liuki and I will stop them. Would that I could join you in pursuit, but alas, my father's absence has thrown our government into chaos. Ever since the founding of our nation, there's been an Archbishop to serve as a guiding light for the masses, a force for stability, counterbalance the High House's ceaseless maneuvering. Convincing the people to recognize the truth of our origins would have been difficult even with my father's support. The road ahead is that much more fraught with peril without it. Yet walk it we must, for unity is more vital to our survival than ever. After all, Needhog's death did not mark the cessation of Dravanian hostilities. Far from it. We will have great need of each other in the days to come. You may ever count on my lance, Sir Emmerich. To my dying breath I shall defend Ishgard from the Horde. If I may, Lord Commander, I would like to assist the Scions in their search for the Archbishop. Yuki, Master Alphino, pray, attend me outside. Very well. With me, Lyoki. I believe we have much to discuss. Alright. Hello, hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. You say you want a revolution. Achievement unlocked. Got the title of the Silver Fuller. Where could they be headed? And what does Aziz Law have to do with it? She appears to have something to say. The Soleil was eastward bound, so I sent word to Camp Cloudtop on the off chance the airship passed nearby. Sure enough, Lady Lynette informed me that it had been sighted by her scouts. Then the Archbishop is somewhere in the Sea of Clouds. Or was, not long ago. The airship has not been seen since it disappeared into the northern reaches near the Blue Window. Alas, because the region is firmly held by the Vanu Vanu, not easily accessible from Camp Cloudtop, House Halionard has just yet to establish a foothold. We will need not only an airship, but a captain bold enough to risk the Beastman's wrath. I think we both know the perfect candidate, Lyoki. Let us pay a visit to Master Garland at the Sky Steel Manufactory. I see. And I will take my leave for now. There are other matters which require my attention. Alright. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I hope you're having a good night. Staying warm. Staying cozy. Let's see. Once we turn in this quest, which I assume is just talking to him, we can stop there. That makes sense. If you have to head out. The Dastardly Duo. What mischief have you two been getting up to lately? You haven't heard, have you? I hardly know where to start. Huh? What? He was a good man. Sid, have you ever heard of Aziz Law? The Archbishop spoke of it before he fled. No, that's probably some source of phenomenal cosmic power that's key to his plans. What he told Lyoki, the Asians tried to tempt him as they tempted Gaius with the Ultima weapon. Even if he spoke true about playing along, and see him attempting to seize it. As if we needed another reason to pursue him. Well, I'm convinced. The Enterprise is at your disposal. Come to the airship landing when you're ready to depart. Just as well. After pulling you out of the fire these last few times, I reckoned I was due to deliver you into it. He has saved us a lot this expansion. Oh, Sid. Alright. That seems like a good place. Was all narrative, but that's okay.